The chance to compete in the Atlantic 10 Swimming and Diving Championships marks a significant milestone in the recovery process for two Xavier swimmers, both of whom suffered serious injuries last summer. Kelsie Johns, a sophomore from Wilmington, North Carolina, feared she would never swim again following an equestrian accident in May.
I had been riding my horse around the front yard, and when I went to cool him off, it was like near the woods where we were walking, and he got spooked by something there. And so I decided before he took off that I was going to bail off. I stuck my arms out in front of me and it broke. The first thing that I said after I finished screaming and my mom had run over to me is I said, "I can't swim anymore, my life is over." I broke my ulna in 3 places, and then my radial head dislocated and a piece of the bone from my ulna fell out. They went in to clean it at first, and then they realized that they were going to have to do the surgery right away, and they put the plate in with the 6 screws the first time, and then 6 weeks later they took a piece of bone from my hip and they put it in my arm, and so I had to wait for that to heal. And then I still couldn't lift anything over a pound for 4 months. At first I couldn't even move it back and forth because it was so swollen, and I still can't even turn my arm over.
Tragedy struck the Xavier swim team again only a few weeks later in June, when news surfaced that junior John Kinney had also been injured, this time in a car accident.
I was riding in a car with several of my friends, and as we were going around a turn, the car accelerated out of control, causing us to go over the median, hit a parking stop, split a telephone pole, and then landed in a parking lot upside down. I suffered lacerations to my foot, both sides, going up my calf as well, lacerations and cuts to my left side, as well as broken bone in my hand. I started thinking about swimming within a day or two of the accident, originally thinking about how I was going to move forward and get out of the hospital, as well as start walking again, and then thoughts of swimming slowly grew in my head. It took me about a month initially just to start walking again. And once I started walking, I was able to go into a little bit of rehab. Once I started rehabbing, I was finally able to swim again about 2 months from the date of the accident.
They had told me originally that it would be 3 months until I could start swimming again and lifting weight the way I had been. And so I kept aiming for that 3 months, and then once that came and they said another month, it really discouraged me. But they told me as soon as I could start swimming that I didn't have any restrictions, and so I could do whatever didn't hurt me or whatever I could stand.
Despite their injuries, both Kelsie and John were able to return to the Xavier swim team this season with the help of the Xavier training staff and extra coaching attention.
I would say my motivation comes in 2 parts. The first from my parents and my family, as well as my motivation to recover came from my teammates. They supported me throughout this process, visiting me various times, and I wanted to be able to get back and make an impact on my team in the Atlantic 10 Championship.
My teammates have been a big help. They have encouraged me so much this year, and even over the summer I would get random texts from people asking how I was doing, how I was recovering, and that they were excited for me to get back so we could all be together and support each other.
In the midst of an ongoing recovery process, being able to compete alongside their teammates feels like success. This has been a feature provided by GoXavier.com.